Hello everyone, and welcome to my presentation on foodborne illness. My name is Natalie Organ, and I am going to be a fifth year at Kansas State University. The reason I am taking this course is because I needed to continue my degree at Kansas State University, and I have learned so much throughout this course, and I just wanted to incorporate something that I already have a passion for, so that being food, and something that we have discussed in this class is a lot of pathogens and bacteria, so I decided to use my topic on foodborne illness. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. The topics we will be covering in this presentation include how foodborne illness is caused, common foodborne infections, symptoms of foodborne illness, foods associated with foodborne illness, well-known outbreaks, food safety, and the last one is who are you going to call? Foodborne illness is caused by consuming contaminated foods or beverages. Many different disease-causing microbes or pathogens can contaminate foods, so there are many different types of foodborne illness. This is a direct quote from the Minnesota Department of Health from an article in 2019. So foodborne illness diseases are recognized as infections caused by viruses, bacteria, or parasites. So on this little infographic on the right, you can see that it's saying there's no such thing as stomach flu. So everyone always thinks, oh, my stomach, it hurts so bad, I've been throwing up, like I must have the stomach flu. Well, no, that's in fact wrong. You can have foodborne illness that can be known as norovirus, which is one of the most common foodborne illnesses, and it is also just a short-term diarrhea vomiting. So that's why when people think they have the stomach flu and it only lasts for, let's say, 24 to 48 hours, it's usually because it's the norovirus. And the norovirus can lead to having diarrhea or vomiting, and you will get it from your food within 12 to 48 hours, and you can get this virus from your friends or by something you touch within 12 to 48 hours. Some of the common foodborne infections that we will be talking about in this presentation are Salmonella, Toxoplasma gondii, Listeria monocytogenes, Giardia, and E. coli 10157H7. Now, these are not all of them, but these are the ones that we will be focusing on today. Now, starting off with Salmonella. Salmonella affects the human or animal intestinal tract. Humans can be more infected by water or food contamination, but a big thing is through food contamination. Many people will develop a fever, diarrhea, or cramps within 8 to 72 hours of initial infection. Symptoms can last a few days to a week. Some signs of symptoms would be diarrhea, cramps, fever and chills, headaches, blood and stool, and vomiting. It is best to seek medical help when you have high fever, bloody stools, or the symptoms last more than 3 days. Now, this graph from the CDC shows the results of people who got sick from April to June this year. The spikes in the graph represent 2 people, while the lower bars represent 1 person who got salmonella. Now, that might not be a lot, but it is enough to raise interest for the CDC to take record of it. In May of 2022, there was a salmonella outbreak in peanut butter jars, specifically in the Jif brand. And you may think, salmonella and peanut butter, how does that make sense? And it happens by the processing of the peanuts. So salmonella can be found in peanuts if they are not processed in a good fashion. The lot numbers that were affected by this outbreak had the first digits between 1274 to 2140. So as you can imagine, that's a lot of peanut butter, and this led to 21 illnesses and 4 hospitalizations nationwide. And you can see all the different cases that were happening nationwide on this map to the left. So Toxoplasma gondii, this is a parasite that can be found in the environment or from a person carrying it and not knowing they have the parasite. People with weak immune systems, especially pregnant women, are most likely to have this serious illness. Symptoms will show within 1 to 3 weeks after being exposed to this parasite, and they can include swollen glands, tiredness, muscle aches, and fever. Toxoplasmosis is usually found in cat feces, and so it is very, very important for pregnant women to not clean litter boxes. If they have a trusted friend, someone else in the household, or their partner, it is best for them to clean it because it is very serious and can lead to life-threatening problems if a pregnant woman were to come encounter with toxoplasmosis. And I hope you enjoy this little gif on the right of this cat taking a poo in its litter box. Listeriosis is a serious infection that is due to eating food contaminated with Listeria monocytogenes. Processed foods like soft cheese, cold cuts, and deli meats are known to have high possibility of being contaminated. So those at risk are usually going to be pregnant women with their newborns, and old adults, and people with weak immune systems. 4 to 9 people per year reported they had listeriosis in Minnesota alone. So if you can imagine just one state, think about all the other states alone. If you are high risk, it is best to be aware of which foods you eat. Some of the symptoms can be fever, chills, headache, an upset stomach, diarrhea, nausea and vomiting, and muscle aches. February of 2022, an outbreak of Listeria monocytogenes infected dull leafy greens in plastic bags. So, the leafy greens that you get at the grocery store for your salad or for whatever meal you're making, a lot of those can be infected. And there was a nationwide recall, and thousands of those leafy green packages were removed from the shelves. And this led to 18 illnesses, 16 hospitalizations, and 3 deaths, all throughout the nation. Next, we are talking about Giardia. Giardia is one-celled parasite found in the intestine of the animal, and you can see a picture of that on the right over here. Right here, you can see these lovely little parasites. These are caused by waterborne illness in humans throughout the United States, and as before said, it can be found in water, food, or soil that has been contaminated with feces. Ways of transmission include swallowing contaminated water, coming in contact with someone's infected, and exposure to fecal matter during sexual relations. Symptoms include slight fever, greasy stools, diarrhea, stomach cramps, gas, and bloating. Here is a diagram explaining how Giardia starts to multiply in our body and into the food. E. coli 0157H7 has symptoms of bloody diarrhea, cramps, and a mild fever, and it is also possible to have no symptoms at all, and symptoms will usually start within 2 to 5 days after being infected. October 15th to October 27th, 2021, illnesses were recorded of E. coli 0157H7 in Josie's organic baby spinach. 15 illnesses and 4 hospitalizations happened because of that. So, methods of good food safety include washing your hands, cleaning your work area, separating your raw meats from your veggies, cooking your food to an appropriate temperature, and store your foods at an appropriate temperature. Lastly, who are you going to call? You can report your food poisoning to your doctor. If it's an emergency, call 911. If someone has become ill in your city, let the city health department know. And for more information, check out foodsafety.gov. And that is the end of this presentation. Thank you so much.